It's been a while since I've done a video, so I figured today would be the perfect opportunity to do a video for you guys. I've been sick for a little bit, for about a month and a half, so some weird sinus infection, so just haven't really felt up to making videos. So today I figured I'd do a video, and we're going to do something different than I usually do. It's going to be a feeding video, and we're going to talk about what's been going on with Tank recently. As you guys can see, I recently added a couple new Antheas to the tank. Also, we have acquired a new fox face. He's doing a little rough, but he's slowly getting better. Every day he's eating though, so I try to feed a little bit extra food. He likes the pellets a little bit more than the mysis and algae itself. So that works for me. I feed him the New Life Spectrum Marine. I don't know if it's Marine, but it's like for Marine too. Also, we have acquired a few new corals, such as this new hammer colony in the front. And to the far right, we also have a new torch colony with about 7 heads on it. It's a really pretty colony. As you can see over here on the left where that little tail cristata is, we lost our elegance coral, it just didn't make it. So I live in Massachusetts, and we had quite a few heat waves where it was hitting like about 105 degrees outside for like 3 to 4 days. And this tank is kept in my living room, so I have an AC in there I put in just for the tank instead of doing a whole chiller and process. It's just too much work. So with the AC, I try to keep a steady temperature so it doesn't spike the tank too low or too high, but in doing so the tank would still fluctuate. And unfortunately it got up to like 84 degrees sometimes, or so kind of got a little too high from its regular 78 to 80 degree average I aim for. And I believe that might be why I lost my elegance coral and my wilsoni. Because everything else looks so far to be thriving and doing great. My water chemistry, we can go over that too. So my nitrates stay at pretty much a steady 0, pretty much. My ammonia is pretty much always a 0 too. Tank's been pretty cycled now. It's been running now for about 8 months. Probably coming up on 9 pretty soon. Phosphates, one of the only things I have an issue with, but even that's like slowly being better and better. We're right now around 1 on the charts, so like 1.0. Still got a little ways to go, but it was a couple months ago and I didn't realize the tank was around 10 phosphates, 10.0, which was insane. But yes, it's been getting a lot better. Yeah, corals look a lot more happier, thriving. I noticed my calcium slowly been starting to drop more because there's quite a few corals in here and it's growing. So now I gotta start figuring out the dosing process. I've never dosed, nor do I have a sump on my tank, so I gotta do a little bit more research before I just start dosing chemicals because I want to make sure I'm doing the right amount. I have kits, but I probably have to pick up some better test kits for checking my levels. So I want to make sure if I'm dosing, I'm doing this pinpoint. I don't want to wipe out any corals at this point. It's been quite a process to get to this point, and I really love this tank and enjoy it a lot. It definitely has come a long way in the last 8-9 months roughly. So yeah, that's one thing I gotta start looking into is dosing, probably by next week. Yeah, and also recently my protein skimmer has been having issues, so I haven't had a protein skimmer on my tank now for probably about 2 weeks, maybe about 3 weeks roughly. That was just having issues where it wasn't working properly. It was one of the ones from PetSmart. I think it's like the Cyclone. It worked great for quite a while, but then it just hit the point where it just wasn't like fizzing up the bubbles like it used to. So it was barely collecting any waste, so I just ended up shutting it off. I still have it in the tank, so I was hoping it might work and gave it a few more shots, cleaned it out. But yeah, it looks like it's a no-go. It lasted a good 7 months strong. Unless you guys have any tips to fix that, to get that working again, but I'm definitely going to have to get a new protein skimmer. Also, I have that UV sterilizer floating in the back. That I shut that off too because I really don't even need it anymore. I don't even know if the light's blown or not on it. What else have we done? We had another power head back in here. You had one for a little bit, but wasn't enough flow going on throughout the tank, I felt like. So I put 2 in there, and I've noticed a big increase in the corals opening up because I got a few gorgonians now, and they were starting to get covered up in residue algae because of lack of flow. Since I did that, they've been all pretty much extended, looking great. One thing I wish I did was kind of paint the back black so everything would blend better, because it kind of looks horrible when you're looking at the video footage and you realize, damn, that's a lot of crap just hanging around the top. There's cords galore. But yeah, other than that, everything else has been pretty good. My tank's doing a lot better. I don't treat any chemicals for ick in my tank. My tank's had ick for about 4 months, and all I do is feed a little extra heavy to help build up his metabolism and his immune system so he can fight off the parasites. And it looks like he's finally reached the point where it's just about all cleared out so far. And yeah, I've heard so much people say you should use copper, and I've heard a lot of horror stories of people using copper, and later on down the road the fish just randomly dies because the organs fail and a bunch of other stuff. So I try not to use any of the copper or anything. Yeah, so I just do a heavier feeding to help them build up their immune system. So far it seems to work. I have lost a few fish, but predominantly most of them are pretty successful. There's other fish in here. There's a blue shark-nosed goby. Himself is the ick for months, and it's doing fine. I noticed with marine ick though, as long as you keep your fish healthy, it doesn't really spread at all. It only spreads and attacks the weak fish. Compared to freshwater, when my freshwater tanks, one fish had ick, they all had ick. Saltwater, you keep them all healthy, one fish will just keep the ick. It don't really spread like wildfire because the other fish can fight it off with their immune systems, I noticed. But yeah, little trick and tip I noticed. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'll try to definitely do more videos down the road. If you like this type of video style, just comment and let me know. If you have any questions or would like me to do anything else differently, feel free to ask. Oh, and if you wonder why I'm shooting so much food, there is a bunch of anemones everywhere. There's bubble tips, there's rock flowers, there's a random little Mahano I let just stay in there. There's carpet nems, so I try to squirt them with food after I feed these guys because they will rip all the food out, especially all the shrimp. Shrimp steal the food from everything and everyone. So thanks for watching, guys. If you really liked the video, you can subscribe. If you don't, feel free not to. See you guys next time, and have a great one.